I don't think there is more further evidence of early 2010s culture than the show Wild Grinders, the show that would air on Nicktoons, Nickelodeon's little side channel. Now, I watched a lot of the main Nick channel, but what I really wanted to watch was stuff like Nicktoons and T-Nick, but unfortunately, I was at my grandma's house and I lived there, so, we only had the basic cable package with just the main Nickelodeon channel. We didn't have Nicktoons or T-Nick or any of that stuff. Now, about 2015 or so, I finally got the cable package where I could get Nicktoons, and I watched a lot of Nicktoons, and one of the shows that was on there was Wild Grinders. Now, before we start talking about the actual show, we must go back in time to its humble beginnings.
What we do here is go back.
Now, Wild Grinders, similar to a lot of cartoons in the 80s, was started out as a toy brand. You can actually find toys for this show online still. I searched it up on Google and there are a lot of listings online from like Walmart to Amazon. You could actually find these online. Like, you could actually buy these. Wild Grinders is based off of the skateboarding guy named Rob Dyrdek, who is basically not Tony Hawk. That's who he is. I don't know. I think he's from this MTV show called Ridiculousness. I think I used to catch it airing, but to be honest, I kind of thought MTV was lame, so I just watched a lot of Nicktoons. But I did catch this show airing sometimes. But quick fun fact, a lot of these clips are before it aired on Nicktoons. A lot of the clips I could find on the official YouTube channel come from this channel called Kabillion, which was more of an on-demand service. At least that's how I watched it. I don't know, maybe it was like an actual TV channel for everyone else, but I remember it as like an on-demand service that would air Wild Grinders and stuff like Sonic X, basically just failed cartoons from early Saturday morning blocks. A lot of the clips from it airing on Kabillion are from like 2010, so I'm guessing it aired on Nicktoons 2 years later because Nickelodeon just needed a new show at the time. But now that we've went over all of that, I guess we could actually start talking about the actual show now.
Now a nigga gotta stay home cause of quarantine. I want too many chickens and fries cause I'm hungry. You look both like my fries, you looking salty.
Now, Wild Grinders is based off of a skateboarder, so then the show is naturally about skateboarding. It features characters such as Lil Rob, a character named Goggles, yes, that's really his name, Lil JJ, Jack Knives, I think that's his name, and a character named Emo Chris. That is really his name. This show is very early 2010s with mentions of emos and references to social media and stuff like that back when it was really the hot new trend. Yeah, this show is basically just a ripoff of Zeke and Luther. Or I guess more like Rocket Power 2. If anyone even remembers Rocket Power. One episode I do remember is the Biggest Sellout episode, which is where Emo Chris makes graffiti art and then it basically becomes the victim of many corporations. In the middle of the episode, this one fucking corporate guy shows up and his character design is just fucking awful. And his son is a very annoying character. I forgot his name, but his character design is just so fucking bad. Now, out of all cartoons to talk about shady corporations and how not to trust shady people like this fucking guy, yeah, I wouldn't expect a cartoon named Wild Grinders to do it, but I guess that's pretty cool. Now, the thing about this show is that there's kind of very little to say about it. The history of the show is more interesting than the actual show is. This is like one of those shows that feel like a fever dream. I feel like I'm the only one who saw this show. This show is either a fever dream or a show where you have a fever and you have to see this show on TV. This is one of those shows that comes on when you're sick at home and you can't go to school. So you have to fucking watch this and you have to slowly rot in bed as this show just plays in the background and you're just about to fucking die from your fever. One other thing I guess I can mention is the mobile game. There's a mobile game on this show because of fucking course there is. Now, the sole reason I even made this video was because of a YouTuber named Xerix, and he made a video on a lot of Nickelodeon cartoons, and one of the cartoons he discussed was Wild Grinders, and one of the things he did talk about was the mobile game, and he said it was lost media. This isn't true. You can actually find an APK of this game on archive.org, and you can actually play it through BlueStacks. Now, I actually did try it, and it worked. Like, it did work, actually, and the game is just an endless runner. There's a trailer for the game on the Wild Grinders YouTube channel. I mean, I guess it's pretty cool, but yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know that this game, Wild Grinders Downhill Grind, is not lost media. You can easily play this game if you wanted to. So hopefully the 2 people who care about this show and even are watching this video, yeah, just letting you know that, I guess. Anyway, I'm kind of done with this video, so let's just go to the conclusion already. Yeah, this show is okay. This video is kind of hard to make because there's very little to really say about this show. Like I said before, the history of the show is more interesting than the actual show is. Now, this show aired from about 2012 to 2015, which is when I got the cable package, so the first time I could have saw this show was probably the last time it was gonna ever air on Nicktoons ever, so I don't know. One thing I could really say about this show, though, is that it is truly a 2010s time capsule. This show cannot be made today, because if it was made today, it would look even more outdated than it already was when it was made. But with the rise of late 2000s and early 2010s culture slowly coming back, like in an ironic way, maybe this show could come back in like an ironic sense, but I don't know who the fuck would want to bring back this show, because honestly, I don't really see a lot of people who even remember this show. But I truly yearn for the day a viral Twitter post or something is made on this show and just everyone starts talking about this show again. Just please let it happen. I cannot be the only one who remembers this show, please. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this show. And honestly, that's kind of it for this video. Yeah, bye.
We'll slap that little rodent on toothpaste, cereal, lunchboxes, bear traps, very sharp glass, and anything else grubby brats buy with mommy and daddy's money.